Hi everybody, Wednesday, October 10th, 2018. Let's talk a little bit about loofah. Loofahs, of course, are known for their sponges, but they're also, in Asian cultures, like a delicacy of a vegetable. The vines on this here, there's two of these teepee vines, or two of the tripod things I've got, connected by 2x6s, and then a cattle panel, or it's not a cattle panel, a hog panel up on top. Gives them nice structure. I've had to keep putting them up, just throwing them up on there. They grow wild. Once they get going, they will produce like crazy. Here in southern Indiana, our growing season is great for the vegetative state, but if you want sponges, it gets a little closer on time. You'll want to start out in the springtime with plants pre-started as opposed to planting seeds directly in the ground. That extra month can make all the difference if you want sponges. Now, they get these multiple flowers on them, and they come out and ultimately start producing. This size right here is ideal for vegetable. That's perfect for vegetable, about the size of a cucumber. And of course, here's one in its state where it's just starting to form. And then if you leave them go, you can pick a bunch of these. Once they get going, like I said, they go crazy. Once they get going, then you get into bigger sizes. And on the bigger sizes, unfortunately, once a frost comes, it's too late. So you can get a few that will mature. Leave a few of them in the early season, let the first few go. Leave them alone to let them mature. And you end up with something, they start to, even this here, if it comes down to a frost is coming, but the sponges aren't nearly quality, what you want to do is let them mature on the vine to the point where they dried, and then there's like a little strings here, and you just take and get a hold of one of them, and if you can get one started, and just go down and peel it. And once you get that started, then you can peel it open. Unfortunately, most of them, if you're into heirloom varieties, you can find heirloom types. As with most vegetables today, it's hard to find non-hybrid. Hybrid, as long as it's not GMO, hybrid in itself isn't necessarily a bad thing. I've been growing them for several years now, and they come up volunteer sometimes, and they do produce nice loofahs. But ultimately, it's that easy. If you have to work much harder than this to peel one, it's still too green and it won't produce a good quality loofah sponge, if that's what you're after. But a few of these will produce, how much loofah, you can use one for quite a while if so desired. They make great scrubbies if you need to wash pots and pans. Of course, some people like to use them for, in the shower or whatnot. But that's pretty much it as far as peeling it. When we get inside, what I'm going to show you here in a minute, when we get to the other end, they are filled with seeds, and you just simply shake those seeds out. And you can save them, and they will produce something real close. You can see, just an immense amount of seeds. Tremendous amount. Now, I'm just going to take them and throw them over there by the edge, and next year some of them will pop up. So, that's some of the basics on loofah. A couple other points. The stems, here's a stem from one. You can see, it's like it's massive. And they send out these shoots and just go crazy. I'm hoping that we can, if we can get this one here is about 2 to 3 weeks away. If we can hold off on a frost until Halloween, I can get some more out of here. I've got another one over here, we'll walk over, that's ready. These vines are growing over the paths. Sometimes you just got to come out here with a pair of cutters and just literally cut them out of the way. Here's another one right here hanging down that is just at the perfect stage. You'll hear, that's another telltale sign. The seeds are rattling. So the seeds are rattling. You kind of grab one of them, I'll call it like a string, and you just get one of them started, and you can just break it open and it'll just peel right open real nice. There again, you pretty much want to get these before the frost gets them, because once the frost gets them, it's going to damage them. So that's how you peel them. I've seen people taking the ones, if you're really desperate and you get one that's just kind of yellow, you can take it and you can literally beat it on the ground and get it to break that loose skin around there, and then set them in a dry place in the sunshine if you get a sunny day, and they will be good. But if you want the really strong fibers that hold up well, that are, you know, really rough for the purpose of what they do, this is the best way. Seeds rattling. If we look here, here's a bunch more baby ones. I mean, these things, they're just getting going. It's really unfortunate that we're so close to the end of the season. We've still got a little bit of goldenrod here, just an interesting note for the bees. But it's most of it in the fields is almost done. There's a bee right there coming over to check it out. So just a little bit about the loofahs. So that's pretty much it. They're really easy to grow, easy. They don't have many pests that bother them. The deer don't seem to bother them if the deer can get to them. But just make sure you give them room, because them vines will grow 30 plus feet. That there, the upper part is 16 feet. And from this end, they've gone up and over and back down and over onto that. They will just spread and spread. You can cut them back. If they get out of control, go ahead. Cut that vine. Shorten it up a little bit. Keep them in check. No problem. Try and look around here and see. There's a couple more that are starting to turn that borderline. Here's one here that, but you can feel the skin is still thick. It's just not going to be a good quality. And sometimes that's just the way it is. If you get them in there real early, you know, you might get lucky. But that's the key. If you're further in the south, you can get away with it. I can't even hardly break this. But if we were to take, and I'm going to kind of demonstrate on this board, literally beat it to break it. And you can see what it is. Even at this stage, the skin is really thick, but the fibers aren't quite matured. That they're not as strong, and it'll tend to want to break apart a little bit more. So that's what you kind of run into. Also, you'll notice that inside these, the seeds aren't mature. The seeds are still white, and there's, of course, no rattle. So for the best quality sponges, sounds like a rattle. Thanks for watching, everybody.